Good day to all of you. Now today's topic is steering system. So firstly we'll see the basics of steering system. Here is I have shown one diagram in which the component of steering system is shown. So firstly I will show you the components inside the steering system. This one is the steering wheel which is operated by driver. This one is the steering column which is connected to steering wheel. From the motion of steering wheel directly transmitted to the steering shaft with the help of this steering column. This one is the steering shaft. In this section there is a gearbox is provided which may be worm and worm type or rack and pinion type. Finally from there power distribution is like this one is the one side wheel and this one is the another side wheel. Here is the arrangement of provided, that is rack and pinion. This one is the tie rod at the right side section, this one is the tie rod at the left side section, this one is the tie rod joint and this one is the tie rod joint. Okay. So see, pinion gear rotated by steering wheel and steering shaft. Its shaft teeth mesh with the teeth on track. This one is the pinion gear. Next one is the rack, long steel bar with teeth along one section slides sideways as a pinion gear turns. So actually rack and pinion mechanism will be discussed in next slide. It will be look like as, and another one is a wheel which has number of teeth on its periphery. So such type of rack and pinion mechanism. Next one is the tie rod, connect the rack with steering knuckles. So see here, this one is the rack and pinion steering mechanism generally used in tractor. These are the various components. This one is the steering column, this one is the universal joint. Here is also one wheel is provided which is operated by driver during the driving position. This one is the steering shaft. These are the flexible coupling. This one is the input shaft which is transmitting power from steering column to this steering shaft. These are the tie rods, right side as well as left side. These are the clamps which is used to clamping the section. These are the steering gearbox in which gearbox is provided which is given the motion to the right side as well as left side wheel during the driving section. These are the steering knuckles. These are the wheel spindle on which wheel is to be placed. These are the steering knuckles and these are the ball and socket joint. Here is also provided ball and socket joint, right side and left side of wheel. So next one is a worm and roller type steering gear. This one mechanism is also used in tractor. So firstly we will see its component as well as parts. This one is the cross shaft, this one is the housing in which all the parts are to be placed. This one is the roller, this one is the worm section and this one is the roller. This is actual mechanism which is used. These are the roller bearing and this one is the steering shaft. Okay. From actually steering shaft, here is our wheel is to be provided, that is steering wheel which is operated by this motion is directly transmitted to this worm roller bearing and directly it will be transmitted to our right side and left side wheel. Okay. So see here, worm and roller gear have two teeth roller which are fastened to the cross section. See this one. The threads of worm gears are meshed with roller shaft at the end of steering tube. These are the threads which are meshed with steering tube. Okay. Diameter of worm gear is greater at the end, reduced at the center section. That means diameter of the worm gear is to become lesser at the center section than the end section. Next one, when worm shaft is turned by the steering tube, the roller will also be moved in arc for the rotating roller shaft at this section. The bearings are designed to resist both the radial and end thrust. Bearing useful for that purpose, resist the thrust. Used in Leyland and American presence car. It is also actually used in some of the tractors which are manufactured in 1960 to 1975 time. And also some of the tractors currently presented have provided worm and roller type steering box. So see here, next one is recirculating type ball type steering gear. This one is another type. So firstly we will see its component. See here, this is a lock nut for locking purpose used. These are the worm thrust bearing at the end section they are provided. These are the sector shaft. See here, have teeth provided on its only 20 to 30% of section. These are the ball nut which is above the sections. These are worm thrust bearings. Okay, these are balls and guides. Two are provided. These are the worm shaft adjust plug. So actually this type of recirculating ball type of steering gearbox is provided in some of the tractor, not every tractor. Actually rack and pinion type mechanism is mostly used in tractor. So next one is the power steering. Power steering, before starting the power steering we must know as well as familiar with the Pascal law. Pascal law state that when we are applying the pressure, consider this one is the cylinder in which we have filled the oil as well as any fluid. When you applying the pressure on it, it will be distributed to same as well as equal in all direction. On the basis of Pascal law, our power steering system as well as power brake system as well as hydraulic system should be work. So see in detail how the power steering system should be provided working. So these are the view of our power steering system. Okay, this one is the driving wheel which is operated by driver. Driving wheel operated by driver. Okay, this one is the hydraulic pump. It may be vent type or gear type pump which is used to suck the oil from reservoir and transfer it toward the inside the system of hydraulic system. Nextly, here is provided hydraulic control valve. See here, this one is the hydraulic control valve which controls the flow of oil inside the system. This one is the pinion. This one is the rack, which is rack and pinion mechanism is used here. See here, this one is the piston with rod section. This is the connecting rod, this is a piston, and this one is the master cylinder in which oil is to become flow. When firstly what happen, hydraulic pump should be take the oil from reservoir and directly transfer it toward the control hall. From the control hall, this oil is goes to the cylinder. Okay, when this oil goes to the cylinder, it will be under the pressure. Due to this pressure, it will be forcing our piston and connecting rod towards the left side. While it will move toward the left side, this rack and pinion mechanism operating our wheels at right side as well as left side as per the requirement. So next one concept is the toe in, toe out, camber angle and caster angle. What is meant by toe in and toe out? What is the importance of toe in, toe out, camber angle, caster angle in steering system? We will see. So firstly, what is meant by toe? As difference between the distance between the leading edge of front wheel and distance between the trailing edge of wheel when viewed from above section. See here, these are the front side wheel. Front side wheel. This one is the front section and this one is the rear section. If you make the figure by using alphabetically, it will be look like as this. That means A like structure consider toe in and wheel like structure consider that is toe out. Okay, so toe in is a positive and toe out is a negative. This at the both the wheels of the front section, at the front side section, its distance is become lower than the trail edge as well as bottom section. We will be call it as a toe in. What happen in the toe out? In this section it will be negative. The distance between front side wheel at the front edge is to become greater than the trail edge. Okay, this section we will call it as a toe out. Toe in means the front wheel are closer than the rear size. Toe out implies the opposite. Toe in is opposite to toe out and toe out is opposite to toe in. Okay, this is the basic concept. Toe in and toe out is provided only at the front side of the tire, not at the rear side. Okay, so next one is the camber angle. This one is angle is also important for the steering purpose. How it will be work? Camber is used to distribute the load across the entire tread. Consider this one is a tire in which we are provided treads. Okay, if you want to distribute the equal load in all treads, so camber angle is necessary. Next one, that is improper camber can make the tire wear on one edge and may cause the vehicle to pull the side that has most positive camber. That means if you are not provided camber angle in properly, due to this our tire is to become taken load on one side. Zero camber will result in most uniform tire wear over time but may reduce performance during the corner section. So by using diagrammatically, I have shown here that is a camber angle degree. This one is the tire. Okay, this is the center line of tire center line, and this is the vertical line. The between this angle yellow section we will call it as a vertical line. Okay, sorry, this is a camber angle. The camber angle is nothing but as the angle between center line of tire and vertical line. This angle is called as a camber angle. And kingpin angle is see here, this one is the kingpin, this is the kingpin center line. See here, this is the center line of kingpin, and this one is the kingpin inclination. Between this angle is called as the kingpin angle. Okay, that means angle between center line of kingpin and kingpin inclination. So we will call it as a vertical line and kingpin center line. This angle made is called as a kingpin inclination as well as the kingpin angle. So next one is the caster angle. This is also important for the steering purpose. The purpose of this is to provide a degree of self-centering for the steering purpose. The wheel casters around in order to trail behind the axis of steering. This makes a vehicle easier to control and improve its directional stability. For the directional stability, we are necessary to provide the caster angle. So what is meant by caster angle? This one is the kingpin, its center line. This one is the center line. This one is the vertical line. The between this kingpin and vertical line angle made by whatever it may be, consider x. So we will call it as a caster angle. Thank you.